One day, I was peacefully minding my own business on Instagram. I was looking at somebody's story, and unfortunately, I did not know who the fuck it was. They made some sort of post on their story where they were like, hey, send me objects and I'll turn them into a character design. And I was like, going through my head of like, okay, what objects would be good? Oh, the IKEA shark and alien. I typed in, do the IKEA shark and alien and make them boyfriends or girlfriends, whichever one. And I just went, that's fun. That's enjoyable. That's an idea thrown out there. But it seemed like they were already done like taking requests and stuff, so I was just kind of like, well, I guess I'll just do it myself because I have ideas. Ideas are sparking in my head already. So the first thing I did was I made a Milanote board. I am not sponsored by Milanote. That would be fun if I was, but I'm not. Board. I feel like Pinterest fulfills a similar feeling, but like to get it all into one major image is like very helpful, I think, for me visually. So I put all these images together. I might go more into them just kind of like as I actually get into their designs, but I did the first sketches after making the Milanote board. With these sketches, I had a very easy time with the shark design. He was very in my comfort zone. I'm a shark trans mask. Look at my room. I am a shark trans mask all the way. I'm a big fan. Drawing him, the actual process of sketching him out and like figuring out his design went by pretty smoothly. I wanted him to kind of be more masculine. My first thought was, okay, this guy has to be trans mask. Obviously, there's no other solution here. He has to be trans mask. Doing these sketches was pretty easy and in my comfort zone. Did like these rough sketches. Like I had the idea of like funky glasses. I forget if I actually gave them to him in the final draft, but I gave him like these patchy pants. I kind of just wanted him to be square. I remember in these sketches, I was like, well, I want him to be square. But when I look at the IKEA shark's design, it's probably closer to like triangular, but I think I wanted to save a more triangular silhouette for the alien later. Then when we got to sketching the alien, we're not there yet. Okay, my ideas for him were a lot more like confusing. Well, my very first thought was of course like seeing Invader Zim hoodie, rainbow stockings. I was like, that would be perfect. Like, look at that's perfect. That feels like so obvious though. Like I got really in my head like that feels too obvious and also kind of boring. Like there's so many emo OCs and I love them. They're so fun. I have one. I don't need another. But I basically was like, okay, well, what if I tried to combine like that vibe with like a space vibe? And that's where I really started struggling. So like in my sketches of them, when I was drawing this character originally, I was having a hard time still making this character look like a boy. I'm fine with like boys who look like anything. But when I was thinking of him, I just kind of was like, he's just gonna be like a guy. As I started sketching, I was like, okay, well, trying to make a character this cunty cannot be a man. So they're non-binary. Take away the gender. Now it's just non-binary. It's easier for me. After that, I had to do more sketches. I couldn't really quite figure them out. I had to take a step away and then return to them. Doing these little doodles later, I was like, okay, lean into like maybe like a punk vibe, anything to kind of make some of this more like space themed items make more sense and be more fun. So then let's get into like the actual finished drawings of them. I didn't have any colors planned out for them in my sketchbook, which turned out to be like pretty difficult, at least for the shark guy. It's interesting, they kind of flip-flop. Sketching out his original design was easy and fine and fun. Sketching out the alien's design was not not easy or fine or fun. When it came to coloring, I could not figure this guy out. Something I like to do sometimes is to draw out what I envision it to be in grayscale. I do this because then I can better like separate any bad colors from each other. It's a good idea to like see your character in just their values, just to see, it will make them more stand out more if there's like a better balance of like lighter values as well as darker values, or at least contrasting values between a lot of things that interact. I did the grayscale for the shark guy first, and when I was doing that I was like, and then trying to pick colors after really like messed my brain up. Looking at the design at the end and being like, I like it, but this doesn't look like the IKEA shark. So what I ended up doing was I found a photo just of the IKEA shark like playing on a white background, and I put it into Procreate and made it a palette. You can do this in, here's a screen video, I don't care. I kind of used that as like a guide for my colors. I don't think I took anything exactly from this palette, but I do remember just using it to kind of get an idea of where the hue generally was on the scale, just because I was having a hard time with it in my first draft. Once I got all that figured out, I was very happy with him. Some of the design details that I really fucked with were just sort of like a bunch of little things. One of the things I really liked when making his design was giving him a shaved head. I think it's just because no matter how you put it, sharks are bald. Like, sharks are so bald. He needs to be bald. I'm sorry, he has to be. So, shaved head. I gave him like some funky hair dye, like some spiky tips. I felt like that kind of just, again, suited the shark vibe I was going for. Also gave him like some piercings around his mouth to kind of give off like some shark teeth. The patches and everything just kind of was like vibes. Like, I kind of liked like just like a skater boy. I wanted him to be very like lanky, maybe. I don't know. I like him a lot. Then we get into the alien, which the alien's actual like digital drawing process was so much easier. I ended up deciding to do the colors first and then put them into grayscale and change my colors from there, which I think is what I'm gonna do in the future if I use this method again. It makes picking colors so much easier. Generally have an idea of where I want to put everything first, and then from there be like, okay, the green, let's make the green a lot lighter because it doesn't contrast the skin well enough when it's just like the tones or whatever. I love this little freak. I like them both. I keep calling them a guy. It's not like they're a guy. They're a they, but they're a guy. When drawing their design, I really liked, I don't know, I kind of just was like, let me put some stars somewhere. I gave them like these space boots. I really liked the idea of trying to find a way to mash the space boots in. In my sketches, I gave them these big funky glasses, and I really liked the small eyebrows. Like, people say like, oh, when someone has shaved eyebrows, they look like an alien. I think like these little dot ones are so cute and so fun, and they make you look like a little funky, and I like that. I like that a lot. Same thing with like the hair kind of looks like the antennas, and then they have these gauges that match the colors of the alien shark's little like lobe things. I don't even know what they're called, but like that, I just put them on their gauges. And I was like, oh, anytime I do something like that with the character design, I'm like, oh my god, I'm cooking. Kind of just wanted to like give stars, like put a lot of stars on here. Top scars that are like, they still kind of have boobs and they still kind of have top scars. They're in the shape of stars. So it's like, what happened? What botch surgeon did you go to that made you like kind of cunty in this strange way? Here are their characters for this video interacting just because I felt like it needed more. Wanted to talk kind of about like what my plans might be for them. I have this OC universe that I have kind of nicknamed like OCs with powers, and I didn't have an official title and I didn't know how to like encapsulate basically this other world with like my OCs, Aaron, Dawn, yada yada yada. They all are in this story called Mindless Power. I feel like that encapsulates it. Nobody knows what I'm talking about, but I have it all in my head. I thought, well, like, build the world a little bit. We'll put them in the background. We're both gonna have superpowers at some point. I kind of have ideas for what that is, but they need names, and I would specifically like it if they were like androgynous names for the alien and masculine or androgynous for little shark guy over here. Specifically starting with SH for the shark, L for the alien. I just like it. I like these two guys. I like them. They kiss. They're little boyfriends. I was thinking about their dynamic and their individual personalities. I looked up stuff about sharks to kind of like flesh out their personalities. Aliens is kind of like all up in the air, but for the alien guy, I wanted them to just be like really off-putting. Keep to themselves. They like the shark guy, but they keep to themselves and like don't really go out of their way to see other people. They'll see other people, they'll enjoy interaction, but at the end of the day they'd rather just like be alone or with their little shark boyfriend. Whereas shark guy see, this is why they need names. I call them like shark guy and alien they. Shark guy, he goes around and is like very friendly and very social, and then like always just like comes home to alien guy, and then they cuddle. I don't know, I think it's fun. I don't really have like lore of them in the world. I thought it would be a good idea to throw them in the background of my series, like Mindless Power. I feel so corny saying like the title of it, but it also makes it feel more real. Like, it feels like a more real thing when I call it Mindless Power. Putting these guys in there, I just kind of wanted them to exist as background characters. Like, I just needed a couple more background characters in this thing, so I was like, Might as well just like take these designs I made and put them over. Yeah, they have powers. I'm not gonna get into their powers. I don't really think I have much time to get into that at all. That's kind of it, guys. I really like how these character designs turned out. I would love to make more of these character designs and then again whip them into the background of my OC story. But yeah, I like these guys. I like them a lot. I drew them at like a rave. I just kind of put a photo of a rave in the background and was like, that's gonna work. I'm not drawing that shit. I can't draw any personal art right now because my wrist has been hurting so bad and I need to prioritize like the actual like important things that I'm working on that like aren't just like drawing in my sketchbook. And it sucks booty hole because my wrist needs a break and all I want to do is draw in my sketchbook, but I can't and I don't get to have any fun anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed me ranting about my new OCs. I spilled essential oils over my drawing pad for my drawing class, and now my hands smell like butthole every time I draw. And I hope you follow me on Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest for my references, I guess. I don't know, like if you wanted to, I don't care. And YouTube, I'm here sometimes. I want to be more active, but it's kind of hard with like actually having shit going on in my life. Unlike some of you bitches, I'm employed. Well, this audio is 17 minutes. Let's see if we can work it down to 10. Bye, guys.